Here's a few movies to check out this week, currently on Netflix Instant. Action comedy, Kung Fury. This was another Kickstarter success story. These guys had a concept for this short that they wanted to do. They were asking for $200,000 and they got close to $700,000. It's an homage / complete lampooning of 80s action movies. There's a cop named Kung Fury who is the greatest martial arts cop ever. He finds out that Hitler's come to current times as the Kung Führer. So Kung Fury hacks time to go back into the past and kill Hitler. He goes way too far back, and he goes back into prehistoric times. Although it's not regular prehistoric times, because there's laser raptors and Viking women with machine guns. It's that kind of movie. It's a half-hour short. It moves at a breakneck pace. I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. I actually would like it if these guys were able to take the concept and maybe flesh it out into a full feature movie. Sci-fi thriller, The Lazarus Effect. Some people have this labeled as horror, but it's really not. If it is, it's horror light. It revolves around a bunch of medical students that have figured out this solution that can bring the dead back to life. So initially, the first thing you're thinking is zombies. But it's not zombies. They bring a dog back to life, and the dog is not right. And while they're doing another experiment, something goes wrong and one of their team gets killed. They decide to try to use the serum on the person, and they bring them back to life. The person comes back, and I don't want to spoil it, so I'll just say they have special powers. It's a very quick movie. It's only 80 minutes, and it rushes along. I did enjoy it, but I felt that maybe they could have let it breathe a little bit more. Conceptually, it was cool. I liked what they were going for. I thought that it was an interesting take on the whole person coming back from the dead. Action drama, Chocolate. This is not the movie Chocolat. This is a movie that's just called Chocolate. It's a movie from Thailand. It's about a young autistic girl who lives across from a martial arts studio, and she has the uncanny ability of being able to mimic anything that she sees. So between watching the students at the studio next door and watching a lot of kung fu movies, she grows up to be this complete badass. Her mother has cancer and needs chemo, and they can't afford it. So she finds this ledger of people that owe money to this mob boss. And she goes out and beats the shit out of each one of them to get the money back in order to get the money to pay for her mother's chemo treatment. The martial arts here is very fluid. It's some impressive stuff. There's a little too much wire fu, but still it doesn't detract from the movie overall. Comedy, Half-Baked. Right up front, if you don't like stoner comedies, you're not going to like this one. But if you're like me and you've got a soft spot for them, then you'll probably find this hilarious. It's about 4 stoner buddies, and one of them accidentally screws up and he gets sent to prison. So they need to figure out a way to get up $1 million to get him out of prison before he gets raped. Dave Chappelle gets a job working in a pharmaceutical lab that has this really high-grade weed and starts selling it and is a competitor to the local weed dealer. And really, they're just trying to get the money to get their buddy out of jail. It's stupid, but it always manages to make me laugh. There's a ton of cameos in it and a lot of funny non-PC humor. That's all I got for this week. I'll see you next time.